Hi everyone. So on YouTube, I created a video. It was basically, I have a few of them, but I won't attempt to locate it. Mainly because I'm recording my screen, my desktop screen, and it's set to private. Some of my videos are set to private, but if I scroll down, then they'll be visible, which would then reveal what I have in private. So now that I think about it, should there be a tab for private videos? So if people decide to record their screen in the future, it won't reveal private shit unless they themselves decide to go on the private videos. And look at that. Because right now, if I were to scroll down, I think I had some where I recorded like this and it probably revealed them and the titles. Because each video is given a title. But anyway, I wasn't even going there with this video. I was going to talk about, however, about 3D printers. And let's go to diagrams of 3D models. And then I will also specify uh, a grid. This one here is something similar to what I'm referring to. I might have to specify further what I mean by grid. So I will put the word system. And here it is. Perfect. It says select points in a grid by a surface. So this is straightforward stuff, and it's pretty. This format is basically 3D enlargements, or to reduce the scale of, in this case, a 3D object. But there is 2D grid enlargement, and basically there is examples on how to do exactly, what I'm talking about online. So basically it's just a grid system. Here we have a smaller, and then this is an enlargement. So whatever's in this square basically goes in the number 1 square, was in the second will go in the second, and so on and so forth. So they have it numbered 1 through 5, 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 6. And that's how they blew this up to be similar to this, the identification of this photo. So I'm not certain how they do it for carving, but I was thinking the same format can be used to scale up or down on any object. And man, it's funny, like, well, like right now I just seen it in my mind, like a digital grid system like that will be basically a projector going down into a block of wood or a block of plaster, something that, or clay, something that people can work with, or Play-Doh, something. And it won't matter about the size, and they could be duplicated. So basically grabbing or extracting a file and then portraying it through the projectile on the block of wood, clay, plaster. That way people could go in there and carve, and they'll be able to see when to stop, when to go in and take away from areas that need to be removed. Like here, basically, there's one stage, two stages, maybe even three, all the way from this point up. It would have to be removed. It looks like it'll be the same way all the way across, so that can be easily cut out. It's just like grabbing a chainsaw and cutting a massive part of a log that doesn't need to be there, because it won't matter. It will be removed and it's not part of the finished product. So I was thinking that approach, and I'll go bring it. Okay, so wanted to, I love this thing, and I wanted to duplicate it. And I got this at Yosemite Park. Yosemite Park. I forget. There's a big waterfall, and my cousin got something as a souvenir. I forget what he got. And I remember there was something else that I wanted to get. But instead I got this because I knew that it would last practically forever. So this is a souvenir. And it's basically a bear inside a log, and then there's another bear on top of it. But I like the top bear. And see how that looks so cool? And it looks like, someone just grabbed a knife and chipped away at it, and they made this piece here. So I was thinking about creating a grid system to produce these in smaller or larger scales. And I know that, like the beginning stages, there's a vector of like the side shot. So it'll be like this, and I can basically enlarge this. So it'll be like a vector of maybe just this stuff, right? And then that's what you'll put on one side of the log or block, and then the bottom side. So this is sticking out, the head's sticking out, and a little bit up here. So that's what would be cut on another side, and then this side, right? So that's what would be cut out from the square. But then what about all the detail in here and stuff like that? That's when I thought of the grid system. So basically, just like that image right there, you can have a realistic grid system and it will simplify the process, and it could be at any level, any scale. I mean, and if this the points in a grid were somehow, like I said, somehow broadcasted on the block as you're working, whether or not, like your hand got in the way or it distorted that, you can use special tools to get in there and remove what needs to be removed for 3D art. Because yeah, there is the 3D printers, but what I am referring to is the it's the same concept. But so have you seen the grid system on this? And then you've seen it on the real one, your block, and the enlargement like this. So here's the one you want to copy, and you want to make it bigger, assumably, or say you want it large and you want to make it smaller, and that would be the way to do it. So here, a grid system would have to be created around this. And then as you work the other piece, even lasers could probably be used. Obviously, it would have to be some type of digital lights or something to mimic the smaller scale one to enlarge it. And it doesn't even have to be a real product. It could be artificial, through the internet, like a file. So there could be thousands to easily access where I'm at on the grid system in real life, or as I'm carving. See here, it goes from 1 to 8. 1 through 10, but ABC order. I mean, imagine if you had something like this, it would get confusing. Right? It would get complex. And that's all it will be. It's a grid system. So now you'll be able to go on the internet, and basically how there is the 3D printers. Basically, you'll be able to do the same kind of concept, but instead of allowing the machine to do it, the computer, because in the computer you can see the computer knows where the grid system is, and then that's how it prints it out by following whatever's in the grid system cubicle, right? But this here would be a more like hands-on type of tool, machine, whatever you want to call it. For people that want to build stuff. Basically anything you could think of, just like how any design you want to print out with the 3D printers, it's the same concept. Anything you could think of, right? To simple designs to more complicated designs. Like for wood carving, people normally do like a bear. Wood carving bear. Right? And I mean, honestly, I don't know how they get this so precise, so accurate all the time. See, like carve a bear. See that little block right there? Maybe it's not precision based or picky or on point. Maybe it's just an estimation that looks similar to that which someone wants to copy or whatever. So it's the same concept. Except the grid system would then come into effect to get the fine details within the design. But other than that, I don't really know what else or how else this can be more achievable. So it could be simple. And that could be blowing up at any scale. Just like the ones up here with, like the full sized ones. Like this. Anything you can think of. Probably a projector will probably work best. I don't know. It's kind of like we have to go into the printer. We have to be able to see the grid. And it's like we're doing the printing ourselves. As it's allowing us to see where to cut, when to stop cutting, so we could get all the fine detail. Building masterpieces like these. You know? Because with the 3D enlargement, I learned how to do portraits like this. But instead of doing the grid system myself, I would send the image to my friend and he would just print it out larger. And then what I would do is I would get an outline
I would trace the outline of the face like this. So I would just get the outline. Once I had that outline, I would then add the shading, simple stuff. And that's how I created my my drawings. The projectors, they go all the way to like World War II. So obviously, a lot of this has been perfected, but still, this is the machine doing it for you. You know, a lot of people, they still love to carve, no matter the size, no matter the scaling of the project, with different tools. So if someone could create a grid system like that, like say in a like say, imagine this whole room that I'm in was a cube, which it is. It's a box. See that? So imagine there's lasers and the project that I wanted to do was a big massive piece of block of wood or plaster, something. And if it did something like the grid system that I'm talking about, even if I had to use like special goggles, kind of like welders do, something like that. So so that I can basically create exactly what I see on the internet. So whatever it might be, whatever. That way, or in this way, everyone would be able to carve like a professional, and no mistakes. The likelihood of mistakes would be very, very small. It would be like teaching children to not go over the line. You know, when it comes to drawing, you know, like a outline. Paint the lips, they go one color. Paint the eyes, they go another color. Paint the hair, that's a whole different color. You know, so on and so forth. So even like these 3D cubicle boxes, it could be the same type of thing with the grid system, as to not mess with people's eyes or whatever. And like this image here, you'd be able to reach in with your tools. Kind of like performing surgery. And working your magic. They have stuff like that for like machine carving. You know, there's a bunch of that stuff.